Welcome to Entrepreneur S.O.S, where we help business owners navigate the often complex world of systems, organizations, and structures. Every week, we bring you expert advice and real-life stories from successful entrepreneurs who have overcome the challenges of building and scaling a business. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your company to the next level, this podcast is for you. So join us each week. Let's grow your business together. And don't forget, for review, it helps us to reach more entrepreneurs like you. God damn it. That's like way better than what I wrote.
Are we getting too reliant on GPT chat is the question.
So what we just did is we used Chat GPT to create our intro. And I'm going to be honest, it did a way better job than I did, which is kind of scary. But you know what? In the same sense. So here's my problem with it, Sandy. I think it's great, but it's not us, right? So we didn't write it.
We need to tweak it to make it. I think it's good to use as a base, like it, good verbiage, but then we need to authenticize it or whatever the word is to make it our own. So I think it's a perfect starting point, but then we need to take it and tweak it because I think people get too lazy, right?
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm going to be honest. It sounds really good.
It does, but it's nothing that I could have written.
Like, part of me is like, why would I change something that's done that's probably better than I'm ever going to write?
Yeah, but I could never have written this, like, not that well. Welcome to
I know, but
Entrepreneur
that's
S.O.S.
the point.
Mm-hmm.
As an entrepreneur, isn't the point to use the tools to do the things that you can't do well?
True.
So this is like you're hiring a copywriter to create your copy. You just don't.
But I agree 100%, but I also feel like it needs to be in alignment with, in this case it is, with what we stand for and our values, but we also have to be careful. What's the word? Plagiarism?
Yeah, so plagiarism. So that's a big problem. Hold on, let me ask it. Let me ask, please check for plagiarism. So that's a big problem with Chat GPT, is that plagiarism is, because kids are using it for like essays and stuff. And it's thinking, it's got to think. I am unable to check. Look at that. They're getting around that somehow. Please check for plagiarism. I am unable to check for plagiarism. I am a language model and do not have access to the internet. However, that text you provided. However, I can assure you that the text generated is original and written by me. So it isn't plagiarized in that sense.
That's
by
amazing.
So right. So it's original. It's kind of scary. It
is scary. It is scary. Well, and so we have this robot that has its own thought.
All right, guys. So if you're new here, you just kind of came into this like weird intro, and there's an intro on the front end that you can listen to that was written by Chat GPT. We're going to use it. Why not?
Right.
But today we're going to be talking about how Chat GPT is changing the face of entrepreneurship. And, we just thought we'd start with a really fun bit of like, let's try, see how it works. And we've been using it. So we want to talk about some ways that we think it's really great to integrate and some ways that we feel like it may not be the best thing for you to do.
So let's take a step back for a minute because maybe not all our listeners know what GPT chat is. I know it's been all over the internet, but I actually have talked to a few entrepreneurs that hadn't heard of it yet. So
yeah, actually a lot of people haven't.
Yeah.
Which is bananas because they went from like 0 to 1.5 million followers in like a week and a half. Like, and in reference, it took WhatsApp like 3 years to get to 1 million. So just in a week and a half.
It's pretty amazing. I just can't wait for it to be available in different languages. So what exactly, Monique, is GPT chat for our listeners that don't know what it is?
Okay, so I'm not like an expert, but what I can tell you is it's chat AI. So it's open source AI, which you can go to openai.com. You have to sign up. You might not get in. You might get in. It's been overloaded a lot. You might end up in Playground, which is like their precursor to this. But what it is it's basically an AI chat program that you can type almost anything in and it'll give you an answer. And when I say almost anything, I mean, it won't do certain things because of ethics, but it will give you, and it's not connected to the internet, so you can't like search on it, but that's changing. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but it can do so much. Like I just asked it to write an intro. You can give it a prompt. So my prompt was, I am here. Oh, write me a podcast intro for entrepreneurs, S.O.S. And then in parentheses, I said systems, organizations, and structures. Make sure to have a CTA. And if you go listen to our intro, that's what it gave me, a really good intro.
It
And
gave, yeah.
it was done in 37 seconds.
It's really, I mean, it's been a game changer for so many people. And I think it's such a great tool because for people that aren't copywriters or that don't have the time or the energy or the skills to really do copywriting well, it's been a game changer. And
So
I
I
do,
go ahead.
no, I do still, I really truly believe, and I've used it a ton. In fact, I asked it just out of shits and giggles to write a sales page for something, and it actually did. But I do believe that it still is important to go back and make it your own. Like, don't just copy and paste it, or maybe copy and paste it, but do read it first, because I actually caught myself and I'm like, no, wait, take a step back. Don't get too excited. You do need to look over it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and here's the other thing that I would say is they actually say that, and this is kind of a statistic that they're believing that I've heard on, floating around the interweb, is that they think by the end of like next year, like 80% of copywriters might be out of a job, which is sad. But then they said that because what used to take them maybe 2 to 3 weeks to write, people are going to expect it right now because they can go to Chat GPT and in less than a minute they can write so much copy because you can keep asking it prompts, right? And so there's this big controversy of, AI, and it is kind of the beginning, guys. Like, so you have to saddle up because they're saying like there's going to be a lot of copywriters that are going to probably be out of a job because now we have the ability to do it on our own.
However, what I also noticed is because it's so in demand that there are times where it doesn't work. It's a great program and I've used it a ton, but I think it also promotes a bit of laziness or whatever. And if you need something,
I've gotten really lazy.
we still, if it shuts down or all of a sudden, I mean, it's a free, openware. So what happens if they say, well, we're done. We've tested it enough and we're not going to give it. Then what? So a lot of people, I'm just saying hypothetically.
So here is the situation. There is Chat GPT Pro already. There's a waiting list, which means it's going to be faster and bigger, and you're going to have to pay for it. And Microsoft is dumping an enormous amount of money into this program, and they're going to be connecting it with their search engine. So Google is on high red code. They actually have a code red right now because this is a game changer. But I mean, here's the thing. As an entrepreneur, what this is really good for are some really simple things that you can integrate into your business that, I mean, I'm sorry, as a lot of us out there, we're scrappy. We got to get things done. Maybe this isn't a talent that we're great at, but, maybe you just need a springboard, right? So like, for instance, you can go ask it to give you, like, maybe you need content ideas, right? This is a great way to get content ideas.
Exactly.
Ask it a question that one of your avatars would ask, a pain point, and then say, give me like 10 ideas around how to make, I don't know, what's a good subject, Sandy? Give me a subject.
Well, even just asking for a tagline. So what's a good tagline for, my podcast, Entrepreneurs S.O.S? What's a good tagline for system, structures, and organization? And then give me 10. And then if it gives you 10 and you don't like any of them, you can say, can you give me 10 more or give me 10 more? And I actually, this is hilarious, said, thank you very much. I love it. And I got an answer. You're welcome. I'm happy to help.
Yeah. So it gives you like content. It can give you like, give me 10 ideas for lead magnets around marketing a business and wedding photographers for resources. And it'll give you like 10 different ideas. And then you can take those 10 ideas and you can start to run with them. And you can make checklists. I mean, it can help you to brainstorm for checklists, and it can help you to create lead magnets and create content, like all those things that I feel like sometimes our brains get overloaded and it takes us a really long time to sit down and brainstorm. It gives us a launch pad for us to get those ideas and get the juices flowing. And like Sandy said, like, don't maybe take it verbatim. I mean, you can, but it's going to institute a lot of laziness in your business. And that's not going to be good either, I think. Like, you have to still be engaged in your business. Don't rely on AI, but allow it to help you do your business better.
Absolutely. It's like a support. It's kind of like delegating, right? We always say, let's delegate the things that we're not good at or that somebody else could do better. So it's kind of a way to delegate, but then, if you delegate something, you still check it, right? If you're delegating your copywriting to, it's not like you're just going to take that. You're still going to look it over.
You're
So it's
still
kind of
gonna
like
spell check
to
it.
me, so to me, it's kind of a way of delegating, but I'm still not going to take it. And I'm not going to lie, there have been times where I've caught myself just copy and paste, and I'm like, take a step back. Like everything in life, it has its pros and cons. My fear is, and I shouldn't say my fear, but I'm just, it's kind of like everybody talks about, just as an example, what if social media doesn't exist anymore? We have to have emails, right? Collect emails. Well, this is the same thing if this shuts down. So still keep your brain functioning and keep moving forward with that.
Well, I mean, I think about it like we've used it, and we're going to be 100, we're transparent on
Oh
this.
yeah.
So we've used it for email
Yep,
sequences, you guys. Like I said,
absolutely.
write me a 6 email sequence, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And then I took those emails and I made them our own, but it gave me the base.
Face,
And
exactly.
so, in a way, it can help teach you a
Hmm.
skill and utilize that right now. Look at what it's doing and say, oh, this is how an email sequence should be written, possibly, or this is how a promotional email should maybe sound. And if you want it to be like what I love about it is make it funny, it will make it
It
funny.
will make it funny,
I
and
mean,
I've actually went as far as saying use British humor because I love
oh my
British humor,
God.
and it actually does. It is amazing. It is,
Yeah.
and I've
So,
learned words. I've actually learned words from it that it used. Words that I wouldn't have used and I actually took out, but I learned words. So if we take it from that, it really can be a teaching tool as well as I look at it. And
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I was like, oh, I never even thought about wording something like that or doing that. Like it help you understand a sequence or
Hmm.
maybe, like an intro, maybe you're not sure and you're like, you don't know what to do and it can help you learn. Maybe you don't take it verbatim, but you're like,
Right.
oh, this is a great springboard. This is
Right.
a great way to get content ideas. This is a great way to create a lead magnet. It's going to help those juices get flowing. But, on the flip side, there is something that's so very scary about it.
Mm,
I watched a video on TikTok which blew my mind away. So this guy is going to create a business. I mean, people are going to use this to create whole businesses, guys. And
yep.
if you're jumping on
Yep.
this bandwagon with your business, you're crazy. So, because it's the future, it is not going away. I was watching Russell Brunson. It was hilarious. So you all know Russell. We love Russell. Russell's created. He was like one of the forefront,
Yep.
pioneers of online business, webinars, copying, helping people
Funnels.
to,
Hmm.
yeah, really build their own businesses, right? He was so passionate about it. And he had it write these promotional emails and he's like, make it funny. And he was dying laughing what it said about his book. And he was like, his face was like,
I know it was
oh
pretty
my
funny. It was like,
God,
oh
like,
my God.
holy moly, we're in trouble. He was like, not like he's sad about it, but he is definitely like, whoa, this
Right.
is for real.
And there are lots of other programs out there. Big ones are Hoppy Copy, and then there's Jasper.
Mhm.
It's not like they haven't been around, but because this is
Open
free
source.
for everybody. Do you know what GPT actually stands for?
I don't. You can
Yeah,
Google it though.
I know. I know.
So
I just thought about that. I was wondering.
here's the thing, guys. It's free for a reason. So they're using us as guinea pigs to build their
Hmm.
business. Okay.
Yep.
So they're basically taking our data and they're using our data, our search queries, and they're building a better AI. So know that that comes at a cost. You're
Right.
basically helping them build their business, but that's the rule of law of
Of course.
reciprocity,
Yeah.
right? Like you give, I give. And so they're giving massive value to entrepreneurs and
Absolutely.
people. And in return, we're
Absolutely.
willing to give them our data.
Hey, I'm totally willing. It's nothing that I have to hide or nothing that is illegal or it's like all good. Um,
Here, Sandy, so here's an idea. I got to tell you this. So I watched this video and I was like crazy on TikTok. So this is how, guys, you can literally build a business using AI. So this guy, he's like a print on demand dude, right? And he does he's done t-shirts, but now he wants to do hats. So he goes into Dolly, which is owned, I think, by the same company as GPT, and they do like cartoons. He used some sort of animation tool, and he said, "Create me 5 hats that blank blank this niche," and it spit out 5 amazing graphics. Like you're
well,
like,
there's Lens.
oh,
There's
holy
Lens
moly.
is another graphic AI. There's
Yeah,
lots of,
so
yeah.
they're using these AI animations to create the product for print on demand. And then they're using Chat GPT to market the product and SEO optimize. So here's another trick. If you're not good at SEO and you want to start learning it, ask it to write something SEO optimized.
Yep.
Guys, this is game changing. You know how hard that's a skill that is not easy to understand. And that's what they're doing. And then they're putting the stores up, and guess what's happening? Write me the ad. And then they're going through and they're probably tweaking it, but really they're creating whole businesses from using artificial intelligence. So it's going to give such a leg up to people who maybe have no business sense. I think it's going to be a game changer in the entrepreneur world.
Oh, absolutely. I think it already is a game changer. In fact, I know somebody who's in business, and I told her about it because writing wasn't her skill, but she didn't, it wasn't in her budget yet because she's starting a business to outsource it, the copywriting. So it just took her, and she says this is just, propelled her business because she's been able to get the copy out. So again, there's like everything in life, right? There's pros and cons, but I think if we're sensible around it and know that it has its downfalls or that it has its, flip side, it's an incredible tool. And I have to say, not a day has gone by that I haven't used it since I know about it.
I mean, yeah. And, I just was watching another video where somebody was having it make a macro automation. It created a macro automation for their spreadsheet in Google Sheets or in Excel. So you can have it write the formulas that, you have to be like a savant to know. And it'll write those formulas for you to do certain things in your Google Sheets to automate. Like it can do a lot for you to save you time. Like if you're smart about how you use it, it can really, really, really help you.
I did hear though, and I've heard it from multiple sources, that it has the capacity to code, but the coding has a lot of faults in it. So do not use it for coding is what I hear. So I know coders out there were, hoping, and I'm sure it'll improve and maybe one day, but I did hear that there's a lot of faults in the coding. So, nothing's perfect though.
No, I mean, but for the typical entrepreneur that isn't in like massive tech,
right.
I mean, it's gonna let it create those macros, guys, because we all know like how horrible those are. Right. Let it help you automate things. Like even ask it like, what would be the best way for me to automate this? It'll probably give you some sort of answer. And you can even have it do things like put things into tables, which I thought was really cool. There's just a lot of different things you can do. I saw a girl, she had it give her like 30 quotes around her niche. And then she took those quotes and put them into a spreadsheet. And then she took those and bulk uploaded them into Canva, and she had 30 pieces of quote contents in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, so that's amazing. I mean,
even now Canva has AI and they're
right. Yep, it does. It has Canva and the docs is the white something. But what I really honestly have loved it for too is just to give me ideas. So if I want to create a post and still make it my own, but I'm like, around a certain topic and I'm just brain dead, I like, give me 10 ideas around, and I actually go specific in Instagram or a Facebook post around time management, and boom, it'll spit out. And then I create a graphic or a little whatever. And if I wanted to go into detail, I'll say, okay, can you write a post around it? I have done that too. And then I make it my own. So it can be used in incredibly many ways. And it's a game changer. Absolutely.
It really is. I mean, and you got to be careful though. There are all these people out there like, write me code for automation for stocks.
Yeah.
Guys, don't get snowed by this stuff. It's not allowed.
An NFT.
It's like, it's not allowed to do certain things ethically, I believe. Right. You can, it'll play with you a little bit, but it'll come up with an error. And that means it's just not, it's like ethically not allowed to do certain things, which is great. They've wrote in code, but I'm super interested to see how this is going to be integrated with Bing as search engine and how they're going to do that. Like, I know like in Canva, you have that magic photo thing where you type what you want and then it brings up photos. Like, I want a panda drinking a soda. And then all of a sudden you have these weird photos. You're like, what is going on? And it finds it for you. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy what's
Now,
happening.
if you haven't used it yet and you're going to use it, every now and then, if you use it, it'll say error because it's overloaded or whatever. What I've found every single time has happened, I just close it out and reopen it and boom, it works again. So I think sometimes it's just there's too many people. I think everybody's using it right now and it's like
Well,
new and like, yeah.
they say they're
Mhm.
at capacity. I think they're
Mhm.
just getting overwhelmed because a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon,
Yeah. Yeah.
and but there is a waiting list for pro. So all the
Yeah.
big guys are going to come in and start paying for it. And
I wonder
so,
what they're going to charge for it. Have you heard anything?
no, I haven't heard,
Yeah,
but
I haven't heard either. Yeah.
my thoughts are, and a lot of people say, they're going to, of course, monetize it. I mean, why wouldn't
Well,
they?
why
I
wouldn't
mean,
they?
they've
Yeah.
spent millions of dollars. So I was watching another video that was talking about computation. So it takes an enormous amount of power for these
Right.
computations to be
Right.
happening every day. Every single one is like 0.003 cents or something. And right now they think it's a matter of $3 million. I want to say an hour
Mm.
or a day. I can't remember that it's costing them to run
Right.
this free, right? So they've got to monetize it. And so then you
Absolutely.
wonder what's going to
And
happen to the free version, right? So the
honestly,
free
I
is going to get
would
like
pay for it.
slower than death.
I would pay for it because it really is a great tool.
It is. I mean,
It's definitely one of those things that it's a tool that I would. There are certain tools that I wouldn't pay for. This tool is a tool that I would pay for because I actually like to write and I'm not bad at writing, but it takes me a long time. And this just helps honestly speed things. And we all have a million things to do as entrepreneurs, and it just really streamlines it for us. So I'm excited.
yeah, it can create you lists. I mean, it can do
Mhm.
so much. Like you need a list for packing, ask it for it. If you
Mhm.
need a
Yeah.
list for, whatever, it'll do so much. So
Mhm.
content ideas, business ideas, lead magnet ideas, write copy for your website, for your emails, for your newsletters, ideas for newsletters, guys. I mean,
For
what
social
else can you,
media.
full
Mhm.
video scripts.
Yeah.
It's writing
I mean,
full
literally,
video.
this the it's unlimited. I mean, unlimited uses. Yeah, absolutely.
So those are just some of the ways that you can really take this gift that's been given to us and start utilizing it and automations. I mean, really sit down and ask yourself, what do you need in your business right now that you could use help with, that maybe you don't have the budget, the know-how, and see how this program can help you in some way,
Hmm.
and utilize it before. We don't know how long it's going to be free. I mean, you never know. They
Right.
may just pull it from
Exactly.
the rug.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll take you while we're given it, and hopefully it'll be free. But yeah. So GPT. So G like in giraffe, P like in Paula, T like in Tom.
Yep.
GPT chat.
No, it's Chat GTP, isn't
Or
it?
Chat GTP. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what it's. I mean, I kind of want to Google it right now. Let's Google it
I
because it's
know, right? That's
bothering me now that you asked me. So I mean, you know what? Oh no, you know what? I'm going to ask it. Ha ha. Let's just ask it. I'll ask itself. What does the GPT in Chat GPT stand for? And it's going to tell me. Hold on.
Yep.
The GPT in Chat GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. A
Oh.
transformer is a type of neural network architecture that is particularly well suited to a natural language processing task, such as language translation, text summarization, or language generation. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which means that a model has been pre-trained on a large data set of text that can be fine-tuned for a specific task. In this case, it's used for generating human-like text.
That's a lot.
Wow. It's crazy.
You
It's a
know,
mouthful, but
it is a
hey,
mouthful.
we got it straight from the horse.
And there are, so I'm actually a translator by profession, and there's some great translators out there. DeepL is actually a really, really, really good one, which is also obviously a form of artificial intelligence, AI. And I can't wait. I was thinking for GPT to come out with a translator or as in different languages, because I do content in multiple languages. So I can't wait actually for it to become more international. That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
that would be
excited
kind of
for.
cool because it could really
Hmm.
connect people, right? Like, what if it could
Hmm.
literally take your stuff and translate it so the other person could understand
Yeah.
it and like really
Yeah.
connect people on a level that, we've never been really connected. I mean, there's, like really. So
Yeah.
let's ask it one more thing, Sandy. Let's give it a prompt. Like, what's another prompt that somebody could ask it? So you guys can get a little bit of a live show here of what it does. So give me 5 tips to increase, how about this? To increase
Perfect.
productivity as an entrepreneur. Here we go. As an entrepreneur. Okay, what does it say? 1, set goals and priorities. Take time to clearly define what you want to achieve and then focus on the most important tasks that will help you get there. Prioritizing your tasks will help you stay focused and avoid distractions. 2, use a task management system. A good task management system can help you keep track of your to-do list, reminders, and stay organized. There are many options out there like Trello, Asana, and Todoist. Minimize distractions. Distractions can be a major productivity killer. It is important to find ways to minimize them. This may include closing unnecessary tabs and apps, using noise canceling headphones, or working in a dedicated space. Take breaks. It's important to give yourself regular breaks to recharge and refocus. Take a short walk, stretch, quick meditation can help you come back to work with renewed energy and focus. Automate repetitive tasks. Automating repetitive tasks can free up time and mental energy for more important tasks. There are many tools that can help you automate tasks such as scheduling, social media points, sending emails, and even invoicing. Well, we're out of a job. Just
Oh
kidding,
my
guys. But
God.
no, really, it is pretty amazing. We'd love to hear in the comments what you guys are using it for, or any creative ways that you've used it. Keep it, PG. And maybe there's something out there that you've used it for that another entrepreneur could really, really use the assistant, and it was just not something we covered on this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button because we'd love to hear from you and stay connected to you.
All right, guys, take care. Welcome to Entrepreneur S.O.S, where we help business. That's like a lot to say. All right. Welcome to Entrepreneur S.O.S, where we help business owners navigate the often complex world of system, organization, and structure. Every week, we bring you expert advice and real-life stories from successful entrepreneurs who have overcome the challenges of building and scaling a business. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your company to the next level, this podcast is for you. So join us each week and let's grow your business together. Oh, and don't forget, leave a review and subscribe. It helps us reach more entrepreneurs just like you.
Hey, everybody. So today we're going to be talking about, and I'm sure you've all heard of it, GPT chat. And if you haven't, stay tuned because it has some incredible, incredible possibilities, what you can do with it, how you can use it, the pros and cons. But I have to say, we've been using it and we love it.